Somewhere between what the eye sees and what the heart feels is a story waiting to be told.
A decisive moment in time can be frozen in a fraction of a second.
Never enough. Always want to get one better shot.
You wanted the picture to come out from our hearts.
This is it. This is the moment that I'm waiting for.
Photo Face-Off.
All right, you've just seen a teaser for Photo Face-Off Season 2, and that's looking really fun. I'm here with a special guest, Justin, for a casual chat. He's the resident professional photographer.
The best photographer in the world.
No, I'm just kidding. So, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, for those who haven't heard of you, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm a professional photographer from the United States. My background is in photojournalism. I shot for the New York Times for over 10 years. I've probably done over 100 assignments. I also run a wedding photography business and a commercial photography business. And I think I'm a very versatile photographer. That's why they had me come on this show as a resident pro.
Focus on the challenge. Imagine the possibilities. Capture the story. And immortalize the moment. Focus, imagine, capture, immortalize.
I'm lying on the middle of a busy traffic. I might get killed, but you know, anything for the shot.
This is much more extreme and exciting.
Photo Face-Off.
It's the first of its kind as a professional reality show, professional photographer versus amateur. 3 contestants from 5 different countries going head-to-head. They got to beat me to win prizes, but more importantly, they got to beat each other to represent their country. We go to Singapore, we go to Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines for the finale, Indonesia, and Vietnam. It's sort of like finding the best of the best photographers in Southeast Asia.
So photography is, of course, becoming quite trendy and popular nowadays. Everyone's sort of picking it up. Speaking of the contestants, one of the contestants is a 12-year-old boy.
Yes, we have a 12-year-old.
So it's my understanding to get into the show, they had to submit a portfolio and all of that. Did you have a look at those portfolios?
I didn't get to see beforehand because I'm not involved in casting. I just show up and I got to compete with these guys. But I've seen his work since then, and it's amazing. It's all over our posters. He's a very talented photographer. You have to stay tuned to see how he does against me. But he's really good. We even have a 16-year-old from Bali. I like that you brought up that photography is a popular hobby. People say now it's the most popular hobby in the world.
Yes, I don't really see many photography shows out there, despite the rise of Instagram and all the photo sharing websites and all of that. Everyone's getting into it.
Right, everyone's into it, and this is a great way to learn photography watching the show. It's not an in-your-face technical show, but you'll just learn from watching. You'll see a lot of tips. You'll see what the judges think, why they like a photograph, why they don't like a photograph. You'll see how I approach a subject, how I approach a theme, how I approach each challenge. It's interesting. You'll learn sort of without knowing you're learning. I think that's the fun part. It's a very fun, lighthearted show with a little bit of a competitive edge to it.
How easy would you say is it for someone who's never touched photography, not even picked up the smartphone and taken an Instagram shot? How easy would it be for someone to actually get into photography seriously nowadays?
Cameras are very smart now. You know, of course people take pictures with their phones as well, but you'll learn basic composition. But if you want to go the next level of photography, you really need to use a dedicated camera and learn how to use it. It's not that difficult. They're so intuitive. Digital makes it easy to learn. And actually young kids are quite smart with computers and quite smart with gadgets. The 12-year-old, he was using a couple $1,000 DSLR. Within 1 episode had it under control, knew how to use it. Very smart. I think a lot of these kids play video games. They're used to reacting, they're used to figuring out how this works, how that works. There's also a way for them to get out of the house and go explore. And I think photography for kids, it shouldn't be that intimidating to buy a real professional camera. They don't need an $8,000 camera, maybe they get a $500 camera, but a dedicated camera I think will keep them away from distractions and texting and posting, and they're actually focused on getting a good picture, which is important.
Okay, so back to Photo Face-Off. So you're a sort of judge and also challenge? You're like the big boss sort of thing that they have to beat.
It's like Master Chef or more like Iron Chef, right? I'm going head-to-head with these guys. During each episode, they have to go through me. If they beat me, they get a prize or they get bonus points.
Right.
But ultimately, only one moves on. But I'm sort of the benchmark. And then in the finale, I judge them.
Right.
So I know all the winners, I know all their personalities, their strengths, their weaknesses, and it's a lot of fun. I get to watch them, and I get to see how they approach it. Because when I go head-to-head against them, I don't get to see what they're saying about me, but I also don't get to see how they approach their shots.
in the show, there's these three sort of major themes. How do those themes work in the actual challenge?
Yeah, it's a cool format. So what happens is we start with the speed challenge, and that usually is something, it can be anything, but we only have a short amount of time to do it. So we might have 5 minutes to get a beautiful shot, you know, just out here in this market. And then we have a theme challenge, which gives you a little more room to be creative. So the theme might be, last year in KO, we did concrete jungle. So we had to say, all right, how do we capture that theme, and how do you want to interpret that theme? So that's sort of the creative, conceptual part. Then the 2 scores for those 2 rounds, the top 2 move on, and 1 goes home. So they take their 2 scores they had up. If they beat me, they get bonus points. And in the final round, it's an extreme challenge. And this usually is something crazy. But we also photographed surfing from the back of a jet ski. That was pretty intense. So it's extreme. You're under pressure, physical and mental. So it's hard. It's really hard.
Since you're so competitive,
yes,
I'm gonna take one of your challenges.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a camera. I want you to give me an assignment.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go do it, and then you can judge me all you want.
Okay.
Because I haven't done photography in years.
Okay, then I've got something for you. You have to make me look like a male model. That's your challenge. And you have 5 minutes to do so.
5 minutes to make you look like a male model.
Yep.
Challenge
accepted?
Challenge accepted.
All right.
If you don't look like a male model, don't blame me.
Yep. It could be a plus-size male model, that's fine.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I've just finished photographing the best male model in the world. All right. So now you get to judge my work.
First of all, just watching you go through you're good at, you kept me comfortable, so that's good. You're talking to me constantly. I think the biggest mistake a photographer can make is to be sort of nervous and hesitant, because it makes your subject doubt what you're doing.
Right,
it makes them uncomfortable, and that'll always show up in the picture. Most of them are rather silly, which capture me, who I am, I think, but if we're going for like, that's it right there. I think that's the winner. Because if I was actually sexy, that would be a sexy picture.
If you were sexy.
Yeah, but that's not your fault.
Hypothetically speaking.
But that's my fault. So I think that's a cool shot. That's my favorite. So
that's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Okay, good. I'm happy with that.
It's actually a nice shot.
All right, and before we go, I want to thank our wonderful hosts here, Gajah Tiga at Maluri. They've got some coffee, some food, and the decor looks absolutely stunning.